style. Static hums and buzzes, voices cut the silence. Truth ain't taking pauses. We the people Wednesday, speak loud, speak clear. Screech owls calling, Reddit's got your ear.
We the People Wednesday will begin in just a few short minutes, folks. If you want to be a part of the conversation, you still have time to jump over to the VIP Backstage Lounge at ripinrabbithole.com. If you are listening on demand, go ahead and fast forward to about the 3-minute mark and you will jump into tonight's live show. Stay tuned, folks. Show starts soon.
Headlights chasing dreams. The rip on rabbit hole ain't as crazy as it seems. Ain't no polished lines, just hearts and fire. We the people Wednesday, speak loud, speak clear. Screech owls calling, Red's got your.
Rippin' Rabbit Hole is a community-driven radio. At times the community comments may reveal prejudices and other beliefs that we or our sponsors do not condone. Views or opinions expressed by the community, callers, or guests, are those of the individual speaking and do not represent the views or opinions of this site. Rippin' Common Sense content is intended for mature audiences only. Enjoy.
Chasing dreams, the rip on rabbit hole ain't as crazy as it seems. Ain't no polished lines, just hearts and fire. We the people Wednesday, shout what's real. Screech owls watching, Red's got the wheel. Lights wave in the static air, freedom's crackling.
Good evening and welcome to We the People Wednesday. It is Wednesday, March 18th, 2026. And we're getting some feedback here from somewhere. So we're going to work on that in a minute. And we want to thank you, our co-host. We discuss hot topics. Relations, you can now declare yourself one of RABBITHOLE.com.
What a day.
Well, what a weekend, because it started out with about 3 feet of snow.
Right.
Folks, if you are not living in northeast Wisconsin or a good part of Wisconsin, we had a nasty blizzard-like snowstorm.
Snow, ice,
on March,
and then snow again.
Like, I don't even know. It went like 2 days.
I think it was.
High winds and a lot of snow, and I'm just getting too darn old to be shoveling that amount of snow. So I shoveled just enough that we can
walk
outside up the house to the car. And
well, some friends of ours, a friend of ours, I don't remember if it was just like a drift because the wind was blowing like crazy. She put a yardstick next to like one of the drifts in her backyard, and it went above. I don't even know how much, but it went above her yardstick.
Well, some folks, we didn't have any snow in our yard at all, and we went from that to where now it's granted some of it's drifting, some of it's where the plows went through, but there's some snow out in front of our house that is taller than I am, and I'm 7'1", so.
Oh, you are not.
No, I'm joking, but it's well over 6 feet high where it's piled up in front of our house.
Right.
So I'm done with winter. I'm truly done with it. What I want to know, Red, is when I was a young kid and we'd have storms like this was like the golden opportunity.
Around midnight or so, maybe, you texted Joe Altman and some other people.
Tell them why.
Yes, I'm getting to that. Hang on. I had messaged Joe Altman along with some other people to basically get Harry Waite's information out there and to try to get as many possible people down to Racine for Harry's trial. And not even 2 minutes after you sent that text to Joe, he responded like wham.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with Joe Altman, Joe has a podcast. Joe is out of Colorado. He's actually a candidate for governor in
Yes.
Colorado, but
And
a big election integrity guy.
and he's been fighting like heck to get Tina Peters out of prison
Right. He's very
for obvious reasons.
and uh, just a strong advocate for safe and secure elections. And he's been in this fight for as long as we have.
Yeah, if not
And
longer. But
and
yeah,
like Red said, I shot a text to him. I said, and basically the motive for my text was just, can you help us spread the word? Can you get the word out what Harry's trial is about, the need for people to show up in Racine for his trial?
Yep.
And he responded in a big way.
Oh yes, he did.
Like
I mean, I'm getting chills
like
in the
Red,
way that he responded.
like Red said, not only did literally within 2 minutes of me sending the text to him, he had responded. He said, "Call me in the morning."
Yep. And well, you chatted back and forth for a little while, and then
very little.
Yeah, very
because
little.
it was just, and then he just ended it. Call me. This was late
Yep.
at night,
Yep.
and I called him the next morning, and kind of snowballed from there. He said,
And long story short, you and Harry were on his podcast this afternoon about 3 hours ago.
we were,
And I think it was a very, I thought it was an amazing podcast, to be honest.
well, and I had the talk with him, and just so you know, folks, when I told him what I was looking for, and he was familiar with what Harry had done.
Yep,
but
because
didn't know,
he learned about all that back in 2022.
but didn't know the
23.
status of any trials or anything like. He didn't know
Mhm.
because he's been primarily focused on Tina Peters and freeing her,
Correct.
along with elections.
Yep.
And running for governor.
Exactly. And running his own podcast.
And running a business
and a business, yes.
So in any event, he said, absolutely. Why don't you come on? Let's talk about this. We have to get the word out. We can't let Harry Waite become the next Tina Peters.
And he said, everything that you've described to me, it sounds exactly like what happened to Tina Peters. The judge tied her hands to the point where she wasn't able to present a defense for her case. And that's what it's looking like for Harry. So he was extremely fired up. If you go back and listen to the podcast, you can see how fired up he was.
Right. Absolutely. And he put this together. He shuffled his schedule around because when I told him the trial started on
Monday.
On Monday, originally we were looking at either today or Friday. And when he found out the trial was Monday, he said it has to be today.
Yep.
We need time to get people, to tell this story and get people to Racine. So,
and as he was doing the show, at the end, he was looking at the chat on Rumble, and well, I'm sure it was just Rumble. I'm not positive, but he was like, "All right, how many people are close to Racine, Wisconsin in here?" And he's reading off some names, and he basically was saying, "Get your butt down to Racine." And he also ended with, "You know what? I think we're going to have to do a podcast from Racine on Monday."
So he's going to try and shuffle his schedule around enough to the point that he and his crew can be in Racine for the first day of the hearing. Yep. To support Harry. And
in my opinion, if he can come all the way from Colorado to come here and support Harry, there is absolutely positively no reason people in Wisconsin, I don't care where you are in Wisconsin, get your butt down to Racine. If he can come from Colorado, you have no excuse. None. And he even said, take a vacation day.
So anyway, he's a stand-up guy, and I will point out that 2 years ago, I approached him about speaking at our Freedom Flame. He wasn't able to make it into town on March 20th 2 years ago, but he did. He was there for the entire event.
Correct.
And he presented his what freedom meant to him virtually, and
he was the last speaker.
It was incredible. And
Yeah, he
just,
brought people to tears,
just
and
a,
he sat there and listened to everybody.
just a stand-up guy, really is. And it was we didn't know if Harry was going to be able to make it onto his show today, so initially, I was preparing myself with all kinds of information, and then when Harry was able to join us for that podcast, because this is Harry's story.
Yep.
And Harry was able to join, and when he did, obviously the questioning, Joe directed most of it toward Harry.
Yep.
I was there for moral support. Clearly not for my face, because my face was made for radio,
please.
but I was there for moral support and offered a little bit when I could. And
towards the end, well, pretty much the end, Joe and Harry actually had a little reminiscent remembering of when Joe was in Amory, Wisconsin for the Greater Magistrate Tour back in, I believe it was 2023. And I believe that's when he learned about Harry and what he did. And he actually has a free Harry shirt as well. We gave him one that day. Talking about when Harry threw out the Antifa guy that showed up and was causing problems. And Joe's like, yeah, Harry, you remember what I did with his phone? That was hilarious. I'm sorry. If you were there, you would know.
For the record, I can repeat it because Joe did. He took the phone out of the guy's hand and threw it across the parking lot.
After he looked at it and seen that the guy was taking pictures of everybody's license plates in that parking lot. So that's when he threw it and broke it.
So with any luck at all, Joe will be able to join us in Racine. But if he's not, I'm grateful, and I'm choking.
I hope not. But yeah, I'm grateful that, he's trying to rearrange his schedule so he can be there.
But I'm grateful that he gave us an hour on his show to get Harry's story out to all the people that listen to Joe Altman's show.
Right.
And again, I tip my hat to him. What a stand-up guy, because these guys that have big audiences, they have production staff and whatnot, and they had to shuffle some things to get us on today. And wow, what an honor it was to be invited on his show. And Joe Altman, if you're listening, thank you so much. And Patrick and Lynn and everybody, the entire staff, they were so helpful. And
they were amazing.
Jen, you know how to find it. Red, you know how to find his podcast. It's on Rumble.
Yes, it's Untamed Nation.
There you go. Untamed Nation on Rumble.
Yep.
If you're connected to me, you'll see it on my Facebook account.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll see it on Red's if you're connected with her. If you're not connected to either one of us, just go to Rumble and search Untamed Nation. And it was today's episode with Joe Altman. So,
and you'll see a picture of Harry and Screech Owl Scott.
So, again, and so that was our excitement for today. A very busy day.
Very busy, yeah.
And it looks like we're some people are starting to filter in right now. Nanette is in, Cowboy's in, Anita's in, Rippin' Rabbit is in, Studio B, and of course Screech Owl Scott is in the backstage. And Red is in the backstage.
And I know, on YouTube, let's see, there is, the only person that's commented, you can't see who's all there because it doesn't show unless you comment. Mary's there. Mary
from Milwaukee. We met.
Milwaukee
I've known Mary through social media now for a few years, and we had the opportunity to meet Mary face to face
at Harry's last pre-trial, actually.
That's right. So Mary, thanks for joining us over there on YouTube. Box on the Run is in the house now.
Awesome.
So before we start the conversation, if anybody who's ready for spring and no more snow, why don't we put 100 in the chat if you're just tired of winter and you're ready for spring?
Oh my gosh. You know what? We have a friend of ours that is actually stuck in Las Vegas because of the snow.
A friend of the show. She's not she's not in the backstage right now, Michelle.
And she did listen to the show earlier.
Michelle and her husband went on a
weekend
getaway to Las Vegas, and because of the snowstorm that hit us,
stuck
they're
there
still in Las Vegas for their getaway. They extended their getaway by
they didn't
4 days. Well, No.
Their trip got delayed because of, the first available flight is home isn't until tomorrow.
And some of our other
So
regulars, Corey B and Tommy and Heather and Corey's husband Mike, they're
and their
gallivanting
family.
around the world. They're in another country. I'm not going to disclose their
No,
location,
no.
but
But they made it there this afternoon
they
safely.
they are out of the country and they did get there safely, as Red said, and they are enjoying it. It's a few hours time difference, so they're probably sitting down to probably a pre-dinner cocktail right now under a palm tree somewhere.
Yeah.
Uh, so
Who
anyway,
knows? Maybe sitting poolside and enjoying the nice weather.
and Red, before we start talking about all the cool things we want to talk about tonight,
Yeah. Okay.
let's just very quickly hit on the Freedom Flame. We'll mention it now. We'll mention it again at the end of the show
Right.
because we're only 2 days away now.
I know.
We're,
Isn't that
we're
exciting?
less than 48 hours. The Freedom Flame will be lit for 2026.
I know.
Uh,
And it'll be AJ's first year on the ground in Ripon during the whole show or
Right.
the whole presentation.
So, folks,
Or
and
event.
if you've watched any of AJ shows, he's been going over the history of the Freedom Flame now for a couple episodes. So go back and check out the previous episodes of Ripon Rabbit Hole Live on Friday night. You can get the lowdown of what brought us to the Freedom Flame and why we do this. It's a moving experience.
And you also can make sure you go to thefreedomflame.com and add your spark. And when you do that, you'll see two links. One will be for if you're going to be attending in person. It'll give you like the itinerary for the day, the schedule for the day. And then if you are going to be joining us virtually, there's that link as well. And there's a separate itinerary for or schedule for the online viewing.
And you added my spark for me because I'm old and
Oh,
you're a
please.
little more tech savvy. But
Oh, yeah.
did I understand AJ to say you don't have to submit like an email address?
Correct.
Nothing. You can
Nope.
just go there and. So that's the cool thing, folks. You can do this without. You don't have to provide any information to the Ripon Rabbit Hole.
Yeah. And I'm not sure how far he is on his goal, but his goal was just over 17,000 sparks to be
And
added.
I think we were somewhere around 4,000 ish is
Yep.
what.
So we
remember.
have a long ways to go,
We
but
have a long way to go.
we have 2
but we
days
have-
to do it.
That's right, 2 days. So
So get your spark
if
on
you
there.
haven't done so already, go to thefreedomflame.com and add your spark.
Yes.
And
And hopefully we'll see you in Ripon on March 20th, which is this Friday. It starts at sunrise for, and I'm not going to say it right, and I probably shouldn't even say it. Fire on the, what is it? Fire on the mound?
the mound. I don't remember what it's.
Oh, man. I'm so sorry, AJ.
In any event, but that's a very small group who attends the sunrise.
Right.
But you're welcome to join us.
It's
gonna,
very moving
it's
and
going to be cold.
emotional.
It's going to be 30 degrees.
That's
and we're-
fine.
and
Bring
we're
a
gonna be-
blanket.
Well, we're going to be trucking through snow.
Wear boots.
But in any event, it'll
And
be
then
it'll be an
there's a
all
full day.
day things to do around Ripon, and then we really kick off the presentations. The American Legion opens up at 3 o'clock. The presentation starts
at
about
4.
4.
Mm-hmm.
And goes up until the time that we all walk down and light the Freedom Flame, and that usually takes place somewhere between 6:30 and 7-ish.
Yeah.
And
And we
then
do
we take-
that in front of where the Little White Schoolhouse was before they moved it,
where it had its historic
which is
designation.
unfortunately now the Boys and Girls Club. But thank you, Corey, for dropping off the canvas that you painted, and that will be the backdrop of when we light the Freedom Flame.
Absolutely. So, with that, Red, let's talk about some things that we put in the promo. How about that idea?
Yeah.
Red,
Nanette said your voice is cutting out every once in a while.
mine is
I guess.
interesting. I wonder what that's all about. I'm not even
Okay.
She hasn't even elbowed me yet.
That's because I didn't know.
Normally, my voice cuts out when I'm being elbowed
Oh, please.
in the ribs.
Anyway,
So, Red, how often have we heard it? Just vote red, people.
Just vote
Just
red.
vote red. It doesn't matter who the candidate is. Just vote red.
and if we don't unite, You just want to have a Democrat win, don't ya?
You're just going to elect a Democrat.
Yeah. And I'm so sick and tired of hearing that.
And Red, for a long time now, you and I have been saying we have to look at the quality of the candidate. We can't just assume that because someone's red, because there, and we've been trying to get people to understand that there is corruption on both sides.
Correct.
And
that's where that part comes in. So you just want to elect a Democrat, don't ya? No, what we want to prove to you is both sides are corrupt. I'm sick and tired of hearing it's the Dems, it's the Dems. No, it's not just the Dems. That's why I'm no longer a Republican. I am no longer a Democrat.
You were a Democrat?
I never was. Sorry. I probably worded that very wrong. You were the Democrat. Anyway.
We do not have party affiliation
correct,
at this point.
Because
we are
we the people.
And we are about quality of the candidate.
Correct. If they happen to be red, they happen to be red. But
now the likelihood we're going to align with someone from the left is slim to none. I mean, it's not likely that we're going to, but if it's a high character person who is middle,
right,
versus someone on the right who is we know is corrupt, then maybe I have to look at the character of that middle left Democrat.
Yeah,
because I'm sick of it.
I'm done with the incumbents, and I'm sick and tired of hearing people say, well, you can't go up against an incumbent because he's so good. Yeah, well, we've got some bills lately that we just found out about a couple days ago. Yeah, that they're not good. So for a Republican, yes, I will say that again. A Republican is the one that introduced these bills.
And folks, you have to understand that so little was accomplished other than they passed a biennial budget that had another 15% increase.
Mm-hmm.
That was easy for them to do. And now, I don't know. I don't know if there's some funny money going on that's being passed around. What generates some of these bills? It has to be money, Red. And I noticed one of the bills was sponsored by none other than Dark Money Dan.
Right.
And we know the amount of money that Dark Money Dan takes from the lobby.
Yeah.
And he was behind one of these bills. So, folks, our Senate, they had their last floor session, unless they're called in for special sessions. But they, on their way out, they passed a couple bills that aren't going to sit well with the base here.
Right. And I know the leader of the, I don't even know what you call him, Devin LeMahieu.
The Senate Majority Leader, Devin LeMahieu.
LeMahieu, whatever, it doesn't matter, because after he did this last session and pushed this legislation, he decides to say, I might not be running again because I'm just waiting on a job offer. Well, gee, I didn't know that you could allow or be accepting job offers. And
well, I think they can. I don't think there's any rules against them having jobs.
Well, depends on, no, not about having jobs, but who is the job offer from? That's the question. But I just find it very funny that he worded it that way.
Well, I just think it's funny that, there's an old saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, right?
And guess what? There was how many that are going after this session?
And things could conceivably get very tough for these guys who've been in the majority now for, 15 years, I think, about?
Approximately,
when the Republicans took the majority of both houses. Mm-hmm. And they've been living the good life.
Oh, yeah.
And Robin will push through whatever.
Pretty rich off of it, doing it.
Robin will push through whatever bills he wants.
Depending on who the highest bidder is.
And he might even push some through that the people would support. Knowing that, knowing that Governor Evers won't sign those bills. Those are the bills he'll let through.
Then you hear we tried, but there's a Democrat governor. And when we get a Republican governor elected, then we can pass all the legislation we want. And then what happens when you get a Republican governor? Then they don't push any legislation that they know will pass, that the governor will sign.
Well, it's
a game.
It's sad what's happening in the state.
Like Anita says in the backstage, it's always about the money. And isn't that the truth?
It is about the money. And I would dare to bet that when I look at these two bills, and one of them was the off-site gambling using your electronic devices,
Right.
as long as you're on tribal land,
Tribal
you
approved land, I think is what it said. Either
you
way.
can now
But
place.
look at the yays in there in the Senate.
Yeah, and I'll get to that in a minute. I wanted to just
Oh.
let people know that these bills, if your phone is on tribal property, and I don't know where that all is, because we've got a bingo or a casino
In
in
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
And I didn't know that was
And-
tribal land.
So I don't know if the Potawatomi had land there that enabled them to put the casino there.
Or if it was Carter, Wisconsin that had the land and this is just a sister. I don't know which one came
But
first,
I didn't
to be
think.
honest.
But I thought all casinos had to be on
That's what I
tribal
thought.
property. So I don't know.
But there is one down in Milwaukee, or I'm sorry, Madison, that's not on tribal land. But the way that they can get away with it is on your, like, say it's slot machines. There's a little screen that has a little bingo card. So they can legally have it there because of the bingo.
I didn't know there was a casino in
Yep.
Madison.
Yep. It's Ho Chunk. And they're all over the state. But
But they had that one, and then they
Mhm.
had the bill regarding the UW system and the athletes, and basically it came down to, and I didn't read the bill in its entirety, but shuffling money toward student athletes. Oh, look at that, we're at a break time already, Brad.
it's because we blabbed about probably
Let me just shut this
everything
off for
but.
just a second. Compensating student athletes
Mhm.
for using their likeness, and I'm again,
So
I didn't read the
basically,
entire
they get a
ad, but
free ride, and then, who knows what they get on top of that.
I love watching college sports, but you
Right.
know what? They're gonna let the money ruin that for me too.
Yep, exactly. Because
Wi-
once they
was-
start taking money, then there probably is when they start fixing the games like they do the NFL.
Probably already fixing them.
Good
Got
point.
March Madness going on right now. They're probably
point.
already fixing them.
Yeah, because they all have their little brackets, and they can't make anybody win.
All right. Well, let's talk about our break stuff very quickly. So we talked about the Freedom Flame.
Yes.
Uh,
March 20th, Ripon, Wisconsin.
be there or be square,
Exactly.
and it's going to be a great time. We'll close out the show talking about that. But we
Mhm.
also have to impress upon people the need for people to be in Racine on March 23rd and March 24th for Harry Waite's trial. This isn't about R's and D's
No.
and blue and red and donkeys and elephants. It has nothing to do with that.
No, it's about election
this is-
integrity and our vote.
And now
our
it's
ballot.
and now it's gone beyond that, because now we're talking about incarcerating whistleblowers.
Yep.
Uh,
Exactly, because now this is, to me, what they did to Tina Peters was step one, and now what they're going to do to Harry Waite is almost identical, and they don't want whistleblowers because they don't want to fix the system. Otherwise, they lose their jobs because we know what they've been doing. And if you actually have a fair election, a real fair election, they'd be gone. So they don't want whistleblowers.
So
And this is to silence whistleblowers.
This is an attack on our freedom and our ability to expose problems, corruption within our government. And like Brad said, this is an attempt to silence everyone, because
Yep.
if we lock Harry up,
Then everybody
it's
else
gonna
is going to
make
be afraid
everybody
to
it's
do
going to
it.
make everybody question whether or not I should even say anything, because I don't want to go to prison.
Right.
And we need to come together for Harry.
So get
on this one.
down to Racine the 23rd and 24th. Court starts at 8:30 in the morning, goes until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It, excuse me. It's at the law enforcement, you tell it.
The Law Enforcement Center in Racine, Wisconsin, 717 Wisconsin Avenue in Racine. Put together some carpools, whatever you have to do. And we'll see you in Racine, and maybe you'll have the opportunity to meet Joe Altman, and
Right.
have a piece of his Kringle, because he's
Oh,
probably going to
yes,
have
he
more
wants
Kringles
his
than
Kringle.
he can eat.
Yep, because he said when he gets there, one thing he's going to do is he's going to get his Kringle.
Beyond that, we've got an event coming up Sunday. So let's talk about their event very quickly here before the music dies.
Yep.
forgot the name of the group now because I want to say American.
Fox, can you quick?
We've got an event at the. It's a very beautiful venue.
Lilydale. Over in Chippewa
Lilydale
Falls.
in Chippewa Falls. It's absolutely a beautiful venue, and got plenty of speakers lined up,
Yep.
including our very own friend of the show and our very dear friend Timothy Rampton is going.
The People's Governor.
The People's Governor is going to be one of the speakers at that event, along with Karen Mueller herself.
Yes.
And if you've never met Karen, she's
amazing.
She is a little bulldog when it comes to her fight.
Okay, I can't find it right
All right,
now.
well, it's all right. Anyway, that's it at Lilydale Conference Center in Chippewa Falls. Let Jen or I know if you have any questions about it. We can direct you to the right people. I think.
Yeah. And we'll touch on it at the end as well. So then, hopefully Andrea can get us.
I think Peter's going to be with us, maybe.
Yes, carpool.
Yeah. See, we're carpooling. We're taking advantage of the carpool situation. We're going to pick up another friend of the show, Keeter, somewhere in Wausau, I suppose, and
because that's kind of the
move our way toward
or
Lilydale. So that'll be our Sunday, and then boy, we got a busy weekend, Red. I better take a nap tomorrow.
That wouldn't surprise me. But anyway, So we have the show tomorrow night, Tin Hat Thursday. We have the Freedom Flame on Friday. Sunday we'll be in. I know.
Music's gonna end.
Tough. Shh. Sunday we'll be in Chippewa Falls at Lilydale for the America 250 event, and then Monday, Tuesday, Racine with Harry Waite.
Then I'm gonna take a nap.
Then you'll take a nap.
All right. So jumping back into this other thing. So I told you about the bills that the Senate was able to get through in their last session, and bills that just aren't going to be popular with their base. And
I will also say, adding on to that, when I said something about Devin LeMay, who's not going to be, or potentially not going to be running for re-election, there was, I believe, 4 other senators that decided they're not going to run anymore either. And I couldn't find the names off the top of my head. Vanguard was one of them, and I can't remember the other ones.
But it doesn't matter. There are going to be 5 open seats, potentially.
Yep.
And they could lose control of the Senate. They could lose control of the Assembly, too. But
I think this is on purpose.
I want to read something from Senator Nass, though, when he put out after these 2 bills were pushed through the Senate. So it's just a couple paragraphs, folks. But I think this is really telling of the way one of these senators felt about these bills. So he wrote, "Today, the people of Wisconsin should have no lingering doubts as to how morally corrupt the state legislature has become in only doing the business of very powerful special interests. The public is overwhelmingly opposed to the tribal online gaming bill and UW/NIL bill. But the voters of this state clearly don't matter to legislative leaders when campaign cash is flowing to grease the skids. The problem for legislative Republicans is that our core voters will hold us to account for selling out their interests, and the passage of these 2 unpopular bills will help pave the way to minority status for Republicans come November. Wisconsin Republicans have done little to economically help families and small businesses, but our GOP leaders fought to force taxpayers to begin subsidizing million-dollar payments for UW athletes and further enrich tribal casino operators. Simply disgusting."
It is disgusting.
And folks, that comes from a standing state senator who voted no on both of these pieces of legislation and watched his colleagues, both Democrat and Republican, push these bills through, and they will undoubtedly be signed by Governor Evers when they reach his desk. I don't have any doubt that he will sign these bills. And you heard it, folks, and it does, but it's not just in the state. And I want to share one other bill, and I was going to talk about this a couple weeks ago, and I never got around to it. You heard about the slush fund, I'm sure, at the federal level,
Oh yeah.
read that allows our uh, congressional representatives to offer hush money to people who've been sexually uh,
Harassed.
harassed or abused in some fashion. And folks, $18 million of taxpayer money. That's how much Congress has spent settling sexual harassment claims. But the American people still aren't allowed to see the receipts. Uh,
Yeah. Your money.
their
Their
secrets.
secrets.
That's right. And I can tell you of our 8 congressional representatives in this state,
Out of all of them,
only Mark Pocan,
a Democrat
a Democrat from around the Madison area,
is the only one
voted
voted
no on
no.
that,
Yep.
including gubernatorial candidate
Tom
Tom
Tiffany.
Tiffany,
Yeah, he
who
voted yes.
for this. So, and we hear it all the time, folks. And this is how we started the show,
Hmm.
and it's where it leads us now. It leads us to party leaders saying, "Just vote red. Just vote red." They don't want. I don't know if they don't see it or if they don't want
They don't want to.
the people
They
to
want to.
understand
They
that
want to make sure that they stay in control.
that
Period.
that
End of story.
that this. But I'm talking about party. I'm talking about leaders. I'm talking about county chairs who see this.
Yeah, that's
That
they choose not to. They're doing exactly what they're told,
it's
in my opinion.
it's just sickening, and we end up, and I will pick on him, our gubernatorial candidate. I will.
Right.
I'm already disliked for the things I said about the man,
Oh
and I'll
well.
continue to say them. He's taken alleged money now, and this is not proven, but I've given him the opportunity to let's go knock on some doors. $371,000 in
Smurf money.
alleged Smurf money
Hmm.
to fund his campaigns. He said
Well, he hasn't.
Congress failed the American people. That one I played,
That
he
one.
said it to me.
Yep. But
He
now
he-
that the
he
American people know, we have to
We'll
fix
have
it.
to do something about
Yeah,
it.
we'll have to do
We'll
something
have to do
about it.
something about it now that people know.
But
right?
if people wouldn't have known, like Doge wouldn't have showed us, then we'd still be in that same boat, and we'd still be wasting all of our taxpayer money on all this corruption.
And then this $18 million worth of hush money that has been used to silence women or men who've been sexually harassed on the
Mhm.
job.
Yep.
In D.C.
Yep.
He voted to just continue that slush fund
Yep. And to hide it.
and to hide it from the American people.
Right.
Well,
And-
I'm going to
and
ask you.
I'm hearing the excuse, well, we don't want the victims' names out there. Well, you know what? The Epstein files prove that you can do some redactions. So you redact the victims' names.
That's all you have to do.
Big deal.
Redact them.
Let it out. We want to know what you people are doing that we've elected.
And who's spending all the money?
Yeah, and
the,
who?
the $18 million.
Exactly.
Where the hell's it going? And why? And I'll throw this back at Congressman Tiffany. Now that the American people know about it, what are you going to do about it?
No, he's going to hide it,
You know-
obviously, because he voted yes to hide it. And
And-
yeah, I will. I don't care what people say
and
because
then-
I'm sick and tired of this.
And then what will they say, Red, every single time? Tom Tiffany can win. He can win the state race because he's got the money and he's got President Trump's endorsement.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna read something that I posted on Facebook about the first two bills that we discussed. And I said, all we have to do is vote red. Are you effing kidding me? When are people going to wake up to these corrupt politicians? All I ever hear is, it's the Dems. All while we, the people, you know, the ones that have been fighting for 6 years to expose the corruption on both sides, until you wake the F up. Sorry for the language, but I didn't actually say it. I just spelled the F. And let we, the people elect the representatives that we want, and not the ones that you shove down our throats. You know, the ones that you claim can win because they have the money. Gee, you ever wonder why they have the money? We've only been telling you for how long where the money comes from. Oh, what's the other thing we always hear? So you just wanted them to win. No, it's you that wants the Dems to win. How does the old saying go? The definition of insanity is when you continue to do the same things and expect a different outcome. So therefore, no, I will not vote just red. I will vote for the We the People candidates. If that happens to be red, so be it. But until these corrupt politician goes, like, bye-bye, nothing changes.
And you're right, Red. Nothing will change, and
No,
I'm not about to board the insanity train
no.
and fall in line and vote for the people that they tell me to vote for, the candidates that they tell me can win, because I will argue every single time, and people know how I feel about Tim Ramthun. There's a high character guy.
Oh my gosh, yes.
High character. I mean, I've never seen the level of integrity and professionalism from an elected official at any level.
You know, one thing that since we started the draft Rantham campaign, I've seen a lot of these establishment people say, "Well, now you're just going to split the vote, split the vote." Well, how can you split a vote when it's a primary and you can only vote R or D or independent, whatever. So you're not splitting no vote, period. And number two, they're saying, "Well, look at we just need to unite the party, and when Tim loses, is he gonna tell his supporters to get behind Tom Tiffany?" Well, you know what? How about you think about it this way? You ever think that we're sick and tired of you telling us this? And is Tom Tiffany gonna tell his supporters to get behind Tim Rantham? Because they claim that Tim didn't do that back in 2022. No, sorry, you guys don't even know the real story behind that. Tim did tell us to get behind the candidate after the primary. It was the We the people that were sick and tired of this very thing right here that we went against it. It was not Tim, so don't blame Tim for that. That was us.
Well,
because we're sick of it.
And my point was that we have a high character guy who I would love to see jump in this race. I don't know if he will or not, but I would love to see him jump in this race for governor. And we get the people who say that you're going to split the vote. And I agree with you, Red. You're not going to split the vote in the primary.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when party leadership allows any candidate to jump in the race without endorsing one early, and just letting the chips fall where they may and letting the people decide who the candidate's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe at that point we can get back to true unification after the primary.
Right. And I also hear all the time, well, one person has name recognition and the other doesn't. Well, two things. Number one, Tim Rantham has been on a state ballot before. And actually, when you were on the Joe Altman show today, I seen in the chat that said, "I remember Tim Rantham running in 2022, and I know that election was stolen." Somebody, and I don't know who it was that said it because they didn't have an actual name. It's just a screen name. Number two, if you guys put as much energy behind both candidates or all candidates, however many are in the race, then you're going to all have an equal playing field. You're all going to have that name recognition. But you choose not to. You choose to push your people down our throats. And like I said, we're sick of it. There's the majority of us that are waking up and seeing exactly what they're doing at the state level, the GOP. And I'm done with it.
We're not getting on the crazy train.
No,
anymore.
I'm not doing it no more.
Because like you said, that's the definition of insanity.
Mm-hmm.
When we continue to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results, and we refuse to get on the crazy train, we're going to support high character candidates, whoever they might be, whether it's an independent, a Republican,
Mm-hmm.
who knows, maybe somebody from a Democrat who's middle left,
Right.
but has high character, can impress us enough to make us vote for him, because I'm just done playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done playing the game. The state party has shown over and over and over again that on statewide races, their record is really poor.
Exactly. And and not even just the state candidates. I know for a fact that up in the 74th Assembly District, in his own county party, Scott Harbridge is a member, and his own party will not let him speak because he's running up against an incumbent. Now, how is that fair?
An incumbent who co-sponsored
These
these
bills
two bills that
and
that we're talking about.
introduced legislation to make you have to pay to go walk on a path in the well, outdoors. I don't know if
Hiking.
it's just
It's a hiking
yeah, if you want to go,
or foraging, if you want to go look for mushrooms behind trees.
or if you want to put a canoe in the water. Anything you want to do outdoors, basically.
And how can that be a popular bill where
Exactly.
he lives? Because that's
That's
their bread
all.
and butter.
Yeah.
That's their bread and butter is
So that's pretty idiotic, if you ask me. And Scott Harbridge is against that. He wants to be able to. I mean, think about this. You're a single mom, and you can't afford to take your kids to, say, um, I don't know, a water park. But you want to do something outdoors. So you're going to go maybe rent a canoe for, I know back in the day it was like $5. So I know the price has gone up. But either way, you want to do something extremely cheap with your kids. Now you can't do that.
well, just go for a walk in the woods. Now
You
gotta
can't
have a
even do
permit
that.
for your. I think if they're under 12, you don't have to get the permit. But
Well, that's not
It-
specified yet. But either way, it doesn't matter.
it's ridiculous. But the bottom line is, Scott Harbridge in the 74th has come under attack from county parties up there who
Yep.
will not let him speak because he dares
None will let him
dares
speak.
to challenge
An
their
incumbent.
incumbent.
Yep. Which is also for the 14-week abortion bill. Scott Harbridge is zero abortion. He wants money to go towards adoption.
But it's just ridiculous, and it's more of the same. It's more
Yep.
it's more of the crazy train. People get and some people are just willing to accept that.
Yep.
That well, Harbridge can't be our guy because my county party leader is telling me that the incumbent is the only one.
Exactly.
And
And some of the bills that I know that he's done over the years, it's like we said, the whole show topic is, you want us to vote red for what? So the true we the people can't get in. And now you know why you never have people run up against an incumbent, because you get trashed like you wouldn't believe.
we saw it last August. You know
Yes, we did.
whether it was Tim Ramthun being attacked in the Senate race
Mhm.
or
Oh,
20
that was
or
bad.
24 assembly people who were attacked through mailers that weren't truthful either. And
No,
Tim Ramthun
no, they
has
were
the
not.
proof in the pudding on that one.
Yep.
They were deceitful mailers that went out to trash a high character guy.
Oh yeah.
And
It just blows me away that people are still not. I mean, not enough people are awake to this.
look who
Excuse
showed
me.
up. Red. Uh-oh.
Hey, Corey.
I don't know what just happened.
I don't know. You better figure it out.
I don't know.
Can you still hear us on Rumble or on?
Can the backstage
YouTube?
still hear us?
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Can backstage still hear us?
Can we get a
Well,
thumbs?
they should be able to hear us.
Can we get a thumbs up in the backstage if you can still hear us?
Let's see.
All right, there's a thumbs
I
up.
can hear you.
Okay.
So we're still being heard in the backstage. I don't know why.
Well,
Uh,
his screen went
we-
dark,
We got
so.
some funky things going on.
But you know what? Why don't we open it up? I'm sorry.
Oh
we've
yeah,
been
it is.
blabbing.
It is. We the
Duh.
People Wednesday.
I'm so sorry, you guys.
So does
Does anybody have a thought?
anything on anything, because we've covered so much ground and none of our talkers and we didn't even give anybody the
I know.
opportunity to
I
speak.
am so sorry. I'm just.
Corey, what's the weather
I'm-
like where you're at?
Let's see. Apparently they don't follow. Oh, they don't follow daylight savings down there. We did not say where you were because we don't want people to know your location. But we'll
She-
leave it up to you if you.
Well,
wanna
she
say
put
that.
it in the backstage, but
Yeah, but that's backstage.
I know it is. I'm not going to say it publicly. I got to figure out why this isn't working.
But yes, it, what is everybody else's thoughts?
We've got nobody with thinking tonight. I see Harry Wade is in the backstage now, so the hot meeting must be over. Red.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Harry, big thumbs up to you for your appearance on Joe Altman today.
And Joe Altman, can I
awesome.
say what his new nickname for Harry is?
What? Go ahead. Let's let we the people know what the nickname.
Joe Altman now is going to be calling Harry Big Balls Wait for doing everything that he's doing. Because he said it takes somebody with big balls in order to fight the corruption that we're fighting, or that he's fighting. I mean, he's putting everything on the line.
He is, and Harry was awesome on Joe Altman this afternoon.
Yes, he was. And Corey said it's 76 degrees there. I thought it'd be warmer.
76 degrees. Nice.
And Fox says, I don't know if I should laugh. I did. And you know, the funny thing is I already have t-shirts that say that. So it says, send in big balls. So we could just add a name to it.
All right, keep talking here, Red, a minute while I'm trying to figure out why this is happening.
I'm seeing it in the backstage on my computer. Is it on yours? No? Okay, I don't know what happened.
You're still seeing it?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I told you that.
Should have said it louder.
No, it's him just not listening, because earlier, right before he went on Joe Altman's show, he asked me for something 4 times, and I'm like, I have it printing. I have it printing. I have it printing.
I wish I knew who this was over on YouTube. Do you know who that is, Red? Someone suggesting that if Tim decides not to run for governor, that maybe I should run.
Oh yeah, that's Mary.
Oh, that's Mary. Oh, thanks, Mary. Wouldn't that be funny? Oh boy.
So Lisa in the backstage, we've been having a blast snowmobiling over the huge drifts. Sad to see the snow go, kind of. LOL.
Oh, not for me, Lisa.
And look at that beautiful sky that Corey has. You see it? I don't. Well, you can see it on your computer.
Oh, I guess I can.
Sun just setting now. That is. I mean, that the colors are amazing. If you're in the backstage right now, you can see it in the chat.
So Corey, I will ask you, and I know that you'll probably have to write it in the chat, but we know the part of the world you're in, and we haven't disclosed your location, but is it pretty peaceful there right now? Everything good?
Everything's peaceful. Everything's back to normal. The taxi driver told us on the way in that they're back to like 95% occupancy. We've only been here a few hours, so I'm not really sure, how different it might feel tomorrow when we've been here a little bit longer and can kind of meet with some of the locals and things. So, but I have to say, scary, Screech and Harry, you guys did a fantastic job. I didn't know they don't follow daylight savings, so I was just lounging around listening to you guys on Joe Altman, waiting for the show to start at 8 o'clock, and here I was missing it because it's 7:46 here when I came in.
Well, I'm surprised you're even.
And it's already the end of your show.
I give you credit for getting in, even if it's for the last 10 minutes, Corey, because I think We the People Wednesday would probably be the last thing I'd be thinking about when I'm looking at that view.
Oh, yeah. Well, I probably would have my earpiece in, to be honest.
But I agree. Harry was awesome.
Scott, I have to say though, it is absolutely killing me that I'm not able to be there to rally the troops, to get people excited, to get them to understand the importance of showing up on Monday and Tuesday for Harry. It's really tough. I mean, I'm missing the Freedom Flame, and I'm missing Harry's hearing or court case, and we've been to several of his hearings along the way. So as they kept pushing it back and pushing it back, wouldn't you know it would land when I'm out of the country. So I'm anxious to hear how things go on Monday and Tuesday, and I'm hoping to get live updates as it's happening. But Joe did a great job, and I hope more people will see it, more people will be moved to come and join you guys, because we need to show the our government and our elected officials that the people in Wisconsin care about election integrity. And there's no other way we can show them but to show up in these times and have the media not be able to not report it.
Exactly. 100%.
Right. Well, I know that you will be there in spirit, Corey. You and Tommy and Heather. But we will try and provide some updates throughout the day about what's going on.
And if Joe Oatman actually can move his schedule around and be on the ground in Ripon, he plans on doing.
Not Ripon, Racine.
Oh my gosh, I got the Freedom Flame on my mind. I apologize. In Racine, he's planning on doing a show from Racine on Monday. So that's one good way of getting an update. But I do know that somebody from Hot Government was approved to be a reporter in the courtroom. So
as part of the press, yes.
Yep. So he probably will be given updates. I don't know if they can go live stream or if they could just record it. Either way, we can get the information that way. But I can text as much as I can too.
You guys text me what's happening, so give me the play-by-play.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will definitely keep you informed.
Yeah. We'll figure something out. But anyway.
Good job reaching out, Scott. Good job. I'm glad you did that.
Well, I was pretty surprised when he responded as quickly as he did, and
Nanette said Rob called earlier today, and we are planning on coming down Monday. Awesome.
yeah,
Thank you.
That is, there'll be a nice crew down there. I'm confident that people are going to step up this time and be there for Harry. I think Harry's going to be overwhelmed with the support that he sees
right
in Racine.
Because I'll say it again. Elections are our most precious asset or voice. I don't know what other word to use in the United States. And if you take down a whistleblower, they already took down Tina Peters. If they take down another whistleblower, it's never going to get fixed. And therefore, we're never going to have elections be fair. So where is our voice? So if we care about freedom, please get down to Racine at the Law Enforcement Center, 717 Wisconsin Avenue, Racine, Wisconsin. 8:30 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. Monday and Tuesday, the 23rd and 24th. And then Friday. Go ahead. Friday
Right. The Freedom Flame. I'm dozing off already, folks. The Freedom Flame starts at sunrise. If you want to be a part of the whole day operation, it'll be sunrise. We will watch the sun come up over that mound, and then we will all head to breakfast somewhere. After that, you're kind of on your own. There's like some self-guided tours that you can take of Ripon,
and you can go to thefreedomflame.com, add your spark, and the itinerary/schedule is there if you're going to be live on the ground in Ripon. See, I almost got it. And then if you're going to be virtual, there's another schedule for the virtual end. And add your spark.
That's the key. Add your spark. We need several more thousand to reach our goal. And if you like listening to us bumble our way through this show tonight, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so that you receive notifications.
And tomorrow night is Tin Hat Thursday. I'm not sure what we're talking about quite yet. And then there's normally a Ripon Rabbit Hole Live, but it's turning into the Freedom Flame on Friday.
Yeah, so I don't think AJ will have an actual show Friday night. I think it's all going to be part of. Am I right? I don't know.
I believe that's the way it was last year.
I didn't talk to AJ, but.
And then there's 2 or more gathering at 10:30 a.m. on Sunday, in the backstage only. It's not broadcast. You want to describe the 2 or more gathering?
it's just an opportunity for us. We have some worship. We have a Bible study. Just a great fellowship with a small group of people. It's not broadcast. It's not recorded. It's just very casual, but a great way to start your Sunday. We'll be on the road for this one because we'll be on our way to Lilydale.
Yes, we
Did
will.
you get the name of that?
Oh, yes. Alliance for Life and Liberty is going to be at Lilydale in Chippewa Falls, which is 6343 County Highway N, as in Nancy, and it's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. for America 250 celebration, and there's going to be a lot of speakers.
Is that the only difference between
Yeah,
Keter's group? See,
Yeah.
that's what's throwing me off.
that's why I was looking at
All
you
right,
like, what?
Alliance for Life and Liberty is hosting the event that will
Correct.
be at Sunday. And then Harry Waite's trial on Monday.
Monday, 8:30 a.m.
Then I'm taking a nap. Like Wednesday, I'm going to take a nap.
Wednesday you are.
But
But not on your way home on Monday and
We'll be
Tuesday.
back Wednesday night. I think we're going to have a guest next Wednesday.
Yes, I think so.
So if we'll either have a guest Wednesday or Thursday because we're going to also have to recap and the celebration
trial.
of Harry
Yeah,
taken down.
acquittal.
Yes. And WEC being exposed for all their corruption.
And please also say your prayers and keep Harry in your prayers.
Yes, that's your assignment for the week, folks. If you're not going to be back with us tomorrow night, or you're not going to be part of the Freedom Flame, please hold Harry in your prayers so that and give this jury the information they need
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that Harry Waite is found not guilty of these ridiculous charges
Exactly.
that they've laid upon him. That's it, Fred. I think music is out.
Yep, 250 years of freedom. You can go to their website.
Freedom's crackling everywhere.
I'm
Every
sorry.
voice
You
matters.
can go
Every
to there's a man. That's a long address. You can email. How about that? You can email president at allianceforlifeandliberty.org, or you can call 715. Now it went away. 382-3355 if you would like to attend at Lilydale in Chippewa Falls, and you need your tickets yet.
Tickets are still available. Who knows? I might even wear my gold jacket.
Oh boy. Well, it is America 250th, which is golden, the golden year.
All right, Red. We're out. Backstage is open, folks. If you're listening on Rumble or YouTube and you want to hop over and join the conversation, it's going to be it's a small crowd tonight in the backstage. Going to be kind of an open mic night. Talk about anything you want.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
All right. Anything else, Red?
Not that I can think of offhand. We've already said pretty much everything
And
I
the
can
music
think of.
stopped. We're way past the
Yes,
music. We
we
got to get
are.
the timing down because
Well, tonight has been a long day.
tonight has been a long day. It
Yep,
sure has.
it sure
been.
has.
So let's get some rest so that we can make the show tomorrow night.
Okay. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night. See you tomorrow.